Waves crash hard, the shore don't break. Roots go deep, no storm can take. This land of ours where hearts ignite. Saipan stands holding tight. Tinian whispers, winds that heal. Roar rises, forged in steel. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Serpentine rotor, island strong. Sky turns gray, but we don't fall. Towers crumble, we rebuild all. Sweat and tears, they mark the ground. Every loss, the strength we found. Mountains call, they stand so proud. Oceans roar, but we're not cowed. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Serpentine rotor, island strong. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Serpentine rotor, island strong.
This is AP News Minute. A deadly shooting at President Donald Trump's Palm Beach, Florida resort while the president's in Washington this weekend. AP correspondent Julie Walker.
An armed man drove into the secure perimeter of Mar-a-Lago as another vehicle was exiting before being shot and killed early Sunday morning by Secret Service and a deputy. That man ID'd as 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin, according to a person speaking on condition of anonymity. He'd been reported missing by his family.
Blizzard warnings from the Virginia coast to southeastern New England. National Weather Service meteorologist Cody Snell.
We're looking for the potential for widespread snowfall rates above 1 inch per hour, and that could span all the way back into the Washington, D.C. area, through the Delmarva Peninsula, New Jersey, Northeast, including New York City, up through New England, including the Boston area.
And the U.S. hockey team beat Canada 2-1 at the Milan Cortina Olympics, winning the gold medal. I'm Donna Warder.
Fox Sports Update.
The NCAA unveiled its current top 16 seeds for the upcoming men's basketball tournament today. The top 4 seeds, Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and Iowa State. UConn leads the 2 seeds at number 5. That could all be shaken up after today's action on the court. One top 10 upset already today. Cincinnati won at number 8 Kansas 84-68. At the Olympics, Canada beat the United States today 10-7 for bronze in women's curling. American freestyle skiers Kayla Kuhn, Connor Carter, Curran and Christopher Lillis teamed up to grab gold in the mixed aerials team event. In speed skating, American Mia Manganello took the bronze in the women's mass start race. It's the 36-year-old's first individual medal in her final Olympic race. And Jordan Stoltz finished fourth in the mass start. He settles for 3 medals in these games, 2 golds and a silver. The United States has pulled ahead of host Italy into second place on the medal table. 31 medals, 11 of those gold. Norway continues to dominate. They have 40 medals, 18 golds. That is a record. It's the first full day of spring training games in Florida and Arizona. All 30 teams in action. 2-time defending American League Most Valuable Player Aaron Judge in midseason form. A pair of home runs already today. 4 RBIs, the Yankees beating up on the Tigers. The PGA Tour is at Riviera Country Club in California for the Genesis Invitational. $20 million money at stake for that one. Plenty of star power in the field because of it, but lesser known, Jacob Bridgman had the lead heading into the weekend. He's at 14 under now, a 2-stroke lead over Rory McIlroy. You can listen and follow the Fox Sports Podcast at foxsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tim McMaster.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy, and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274 or email gborja@nmposse.org.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all
And some of you guys still have the day off today on the PSS side, but everybody else, you guys are having a great one because you are at work. That means you got a job. You got stuff to do, places to be, and it's a great one. 7:43 this morning. It is a little bit rainy, a little bit gloomy. You can see behind me, it's still pretty dark outside. Clearly, we're getting a little bit. I got to find the silver lining to all of those clouds out there, too, because that means that there is some solid Ina's Kitchen out there waiting for us, and that feels even better on a rainy day, especially that corn chowder that they have. It is amazing. If you haven't tried it, you are depriving yourself, you are missing out, and it is like a cheat code. Speaking of cheat codes, I found this thing, and we're going to talk about this today because this is super important. Maybe the most important thing we're going to talk about today. I need to hear what you think. Have you heard about this cheat code for Lent? Yeah, this cheat code for Lent. It's a thing that you're able, whatever you give up for Lent, you're able to do it on Sundays. You got to be kidding me, right? Like, this can't be real is what I started thinking, because I heard it from my kids, and I'm like, where'd you hear it from? We heard from Mom. I asked Kathy, I'm like, where'd you hear it from? She's like, I heard it from your mom. I'm like, no, I can't believe this. This is not true. This can't be possible. Well, it turns out it's a thing. At least the internet tells me it's a thing. I'm like, no. So yesterday, I don't know. I might have to give up something else also as a backup, because I went with that program yesterday and I had a couple of beers after the game. Only because I heard about this. I wasn't broken with my will, but I'm like, hey, we're allowed to do it. You know, who am I to break with Catholic tradition that I had never heard of before? Anyway, I might have to have a backup thing that I haven't eaten yet, or drank yet, or something yet. I could give up Olympic curling and I'll be fine. I should be okay, but I might have to have a second one just in case that first one doesn't count, and I lost it. But anyway, that's an important thing today. Good morning. It's 7:45, not 8:45. It is Monday. PSS, you guys got it off today, which is pretty nice. I know you'd rather be working, but I bet this time alone with the fam must be pretty good. Or this time alone, just not going to work's got to feel pretty good too. I know the time alone not being able to pay the bills kind of sucks also. So, but at least you got a little bit of extra time to recover. And I know those teachers overworked, underpaid as it is when everything's working together. And so try to recover and enjoy a little bit today while you can. I want to say good morning to all of you guys who are here with us. I can see you guys out there. Gus, great to see you, my friend. And Atta, why is it raining so much? Blame Brandon, not Landon. Landon, he's the one who brings us the good weather. But that twin brother, Brandon, it's his fault. It's his fault. Carmo Moro, great to see you this morning. Hafide Zantiro, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Gus Latulamar, you didn't say aloha, so I'm guessing you're here in the CNMI. You're probably at Laddiebuilt right now, which is where I went yesterday after our soccer game. It was great. I need to get in there today. I felt so good after the soccer game. Hit the cold plunge and hit the sauna. Like, I feel like recovered. Like, I'm ready to go and hit some weights today. I feel really good. So, boy, I tell you, what a difference having that Laddiebuilt membership is for sports as recovery. I'm telling you guys, if you're playing baseball, soccer, pickleball, whatever you're playing, basketball, baseball, you go to Gold's and you'll find out, nope, not as good. You're going to go to Laddiebuilt and you got the full suite of recovery there for you. They've got all kinds of stuff, and they're open 24 hours. Those baseball games end late. What are you going to do? You're not going to be able to do anything. Go to Laddiebuilt. It's right here. It's right down the street in CK. It's veteran-owned. Local folks own the place. It's a great place. I'm telling you, you're going to love this place. And I'm telling you, I feel great. And how old am I? I'm only like 28 years old. Yeah, 28. No, 51, but I feel great after that game last night. So it is great stuff. Crispin, Ping, great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Darielle, wow, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us today. PJ in the house all the way. Oh, you're in Colorado now. What, you are moving and shaking out there in the mainland? Speaking of mainland, I just got some photos sent in from an anonymous source, wink, who sent them to us. and like our photo of the day, because we've got our folks are making their way back to Saipan right now. I do Tai Chi and Mamokat. Oh, no way. Acha Baby is here in the house. Great to see you. Thanks. So great to see you. Tobak Castro, tip man from Dan. He says, I really want to go jogging again, but I know 5 minutes in, I'll have more crushed discs. That's not great. That sounds awful. Tone Camacho's watching us from Oregon. Great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully we will see you guys later this year. We were talking with some folks about a couple of trips that'll take us out to the West Coast this year. Laddie Built Fitness, Laddie Built 24-hour fitness. That's one of the best parts about it. I'm telling you, you got to love it. It is the best in town. I agree. Eric Mofness, my veteran brother, is here. He always has some uplifting messages. What has he got today? He says, good morning. Good Monday morning, Brad, CNMI, and everyone tuning in. Have a blessed and good day. Take care, stay safe, and God bless you all and your family. Always drive safe and buckle up. The road is slippery. Thank you, Eric. You are correct, as always. Luisa Cabrera in the house. Miss baseball. I don't know how baseball went this weekend, but it was. We had some nice hot days, and I saw the guys playing yesterday, so it looked like it was. You guys had a full weekend of action. And Atau, with all the queen of the cat gifts out here. She's here as well. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, the Interscholastic Softball League was happening this weekend. There was I think there was basketball too. It was nonstop sports weekend. We were all over the place, no lie. I don't think we get any time off. It's just time away from work now. So there's just a ton of activities happening in the Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda. So if you think that there's nothing going on out here, all you have to do, send us a message. Say, Brad, what's going on this week? And we'll tell you. In fact, today at 10 o'clock, we're going to be heading next door, a little bit further down, to the multipurpose building in Susupi, because there's going to be a proclamation signing about invasive species. It's going to be the first ever invasive species week, and it's going to have all kinds of folks from all over. By the way, I love the invasive species program logo. They've got like rhinoceros beetles are part of it. They got ants are in there, larvae, all kinds of stuff. That's got to be the most animal or creature ridden thing for a logo. They've got the invasive species program and the invasive species eradication team. And I love it because they've got the brown tree snake on there. They've got the rhinoceros beetle there. They're like on the ground of this thing. They've got the ivy gourd growing out there, some kind of ant laying on there, probably a fire ant. But then they've got the laddystone on there with the totot on top. It's like, yes, rising above the invasive species, the beautiful totot. It's pretty cool. All right. And no baseball yesterday, couldn't drag the field, but I was able to play softball, so not so bad, except now I'm sore. Says Louisa, that's great. Jeff's out here. Cheat codes are a gift from God. Honor God's gift. That's right, Jeff. By the way, Jeff was one of those guys out there on the soccer field. You didn't look like you haven't been playing in a while. You look good out there, my man. And our team is going to be coming together this year. I'm kind of excited about that. But as far as things coming together, there's a lot of things that came together this weekend. So I don't know where to begin, but let's start with Office of Grants Management. I think by now all of you guys have heard about the administrator for the Office of Grants Management, Epi Cabrera, got the axe from the acting governor, the lieutenant governor, Dennis Mendiola, over the weekend. And then that just took off like wildfire, the words and everything about that. Then we got the, we got the comment from the lieutenant governor on the social media page. I say lieutenant, but he was the acting governor while Governor Apatang was off island with all these other leaders from the CNI, both on the public and private sector, going to Washington, D.C. to state our case, have the 902 talks, the IGIA, all those things. The folks from Guam were there during all this time as well. The regional military folks were there as well. Folks from the Chamber of Commerce were there. The Governor's Council of Economic Advisors, the governor's staff. And, a lot of things happen. And then there's, the talks about more stuff happening today. But anyway, the comment from the lieutenant governor's side, he posted on Facebook, he said, A $100,000 salary is not a license for endless travel or misrepresentation of the Office of Grants Management. In 2025, as Senate President, I pushed for an oversight. Today, as Lieutenant Governor, I have come into this office only to discover that some critical reporting requirements are delinquent, placing the scene of my government at serious risk with our federal partners. That is unacceptable. Some members of the cabinet appear to be taking advantage of Governor Apateng's kindness. I have seen a flood of travel requests, vehicle purchase requests, and personal actions, all at a time when our people are struggling to make ends meet. Our people deserve better. So the acting governor swung the hammer, and bam. Now, we had some conversations with some folks who are involved in there, and they're going to try to have a further conversation about it. But I'm not sure how that's going to go. I think when they make a decision like that, that's the kind of stuff that just sticks. Next question is, though, I would imagine that the governor's office, fully knows and signs off on those things when those kind of things happen. Being the acting governor, you have all the powers of the governor when the governor's off island. But if Governor Epstein came back and wanted to change it, he could. But I don't think that our lieutenant governor would do something like that with the rest of the administration in the dark, right? That's a big move. That's a member of the team. Say, hey, I got to do this. I found this, and I got to knock all this stuff out. And we'll see if we can't get the former administrator in to talk about it. We wanted to give him some time to kind of let that roll through and absorb it over the weekend, and we'll go from there. Now, the other thing is about that is that we heard that that's not the only move that was being made, and I got to take a sip of coffee as I think about what I'm going to tell you on this. Oh, by the way, just in case, so I remind you, our phone number for the show, 670-789-2323, 670-789-2323. You can call us. If you got some thoughts about this, we'd love to hear it. And like, one of those things is, do you agree with this decision? Do you know anything about it? Do you want to talk about it? Do you have any thoughts about like big swings like that for the LT when the governor is off island? I mean, is it a good thing? Is it the right thing? Do you think that they're working together on this? I mean, they have to be, right? The governor and lieutenant governor, they got to be on the same page. They wouldn't make that kind of a move without that happening. But this is a big deal, and it's also kind of touchy. That's why I'm nimbly discussing it, because even though they're public servants, it's still somebody who lost their job. But it's fair game. It's public. Yeah, I know it is. But still, you got somebody who just lost their job. That's not an easy thing to talk about. That's not just something I could ball up and throw them away and you talk about it without any care, right? But the other thing is they're not going to give us the whole list of what they got, of why they got terminated. But I was trying to explain it to my kids that, when you get to a certain place, when you start working your way up in the world and you move yourself up the chain and all that other stuff, if you become the top of one of these public agencies, it's not like a regular government position. It's an appointed position. So you serve at the pleasure of whoever that is at the top spot. And I didn't understand that a whole lot when I was younger. I'm like, but if you work your way up and you get there, then you earn that spot. Yeah, you did. You earned it, and you got recognized by the person who's got the power to have that. But they can remove you, and through for whatever cause they have, and however they end up doing that. And it was tough for me to kind of make sense of that in my head. That's why I never understood when the actings, the people who made their way up, the assistant or the deputy, when they would never take that role, and they would always turn it down, because they were civil service employees and they didn't want to just get wiped away with whatever new administration was coming and going and all that stuff. So, but that's what that kind of a position is. But we want to hear from them, but I didn't want to call them like on the day that it happened and say, hey, do you want to talk about this? Because that sucks. You got to absorb that and figure out what you want to do. But I definitely want to have the conversation. But I am thankful that we have an open line of communication with the folks who are making those decisions too, and that they were able to provide us with some info. No background information. Like they didn't share anything like that would be like compromising from an HR perspective, but just making confirmation that a move was made. But they're not getting into the specifics of any of that stuff and referring us to like official comments that were distributed. So I get it. And so hopefully we're going to hear a lot more going forward. But the other move that we heard, it was rocking around all the channels. And we reached out about this, that another cabinet position was going to be served termination today. Actually, we heard it was going to be yesterday, and they're like, dude, this is Sunday. I'm like, okay, well, I know, but still, that's the word that's going around. Like, is this true? They're like, if it's true, you're going to know. And I'm like, all right, well, that wasn't a no. And you're wondering, like, who is it? Who is it? Well, I don't want to throw the name out there only for one reason. You probably know. You probably heard about it already. You know the nature of Saipan. I don't want to throw it out here because I want to talk about somebody potentially losing their job and someone that we've known for a long time. But needless to say, it's a significant position here. And we've talked in those circles about, like, how's this going to be taken? And, oof, man, I tell you, this position changes. It'll happen today if this happens. Or within the next couple of days, but they made it sound like it was going to happen today. And so we'll have that as one of our breaking news stories today if it does happen. Oh, my gosh. By the way, again, give us a call, 670-789-2323, 670-789-2323. My aunt is watching all the way from Wisconsin. I don't know that they would survive the shipping here, but I've heard so much about these cheese curds. I have not had cheese curds since I was in the Army, and one of the guys who I served with came back after he went home on leave, came back and was handing them out in the barracks. They were really good. So that's that. We got that. Pat Itamar, buenas lasur. Great to see you. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Corinna Boston Penales, our economic recovery fellow who is here. She says the last day to sign up as a vendor for the Visit the Marianas Saipan Marathon Business Expo is the 24th. That's tomorrow, folks. And, boy, I'll tell you what, if you haven't signed up for it, I haven't signed up for it. Corinna, I got to sign up for it because I want to be there for it. Darn it. I definitely want to be there. I want us to do the show from there in the morning and then hang out there and have our booth over there so that we can see everything. Juan, I'll tell you, we'll get into that right after this. But Corinna, yeah, I got to sign up for that. And thanks for giving us the link. Excuse me. Because, by the way, this is a big deal, folks. If you haven't gone to do, like, one of these international races for events and all that stuff before, it's really, really cool. Because you're not just going there to get your, like, when you sign up for the race, you go and you got to get your race number and all that stuff. You get the map and everything. Like, if you're going somewhere else. Even in Guam, right? Not even going far, but just particularly the one next door in Guam when they had the UGM, the United Guam Marathon. Holy cow. So it's at the PIC. The PIC was the host for this big event. You go to the PIC, you sign up for the race ahead of time. You go to pick up your stuff. And as you're making your way to the place where you get your gear, you're going through a full-on expo. There's performances going on from, like, cultural folks. There's vendors there, like cultural things, really cool stuff. Also, like, Run Guam has stuff. We have Run Saipan, they have Run Guam. There's vendors, like, from the sporting goods shops that have stuff there. They got cool shirts that they make just for the race that you could buy there. So it's a great opportunity to have some economic stuff. I know we've got so many people who make cool things. So many. All the different shops, all the different businesses that make cool clothes. But when people are coming here for the race, they're not researching every cool thing about Saipan. They're coming here to do a race and enjoy a little bit about it. This expo brings you to all these people who are coming from off island in one central place. Hundreds and hundreds of people are coming to do this race. and even the local folks. So you're going to be able to put your stuff out there on display and sell a whole bunch of stuff. It's really awesome. If you're a restaurant, it's a good place for you to promote your stuff. And we don't have a restaurant association, but we should. We have HAMI for hotels, and we have the Chamber of Commerce for all the businesses. But if we had a restaurant organization that would be there just showcasing all that stuff, it would be a big hit. Yeah. Yep. Fabian, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I want to read this real quick. Well, anyway, before I get to that, Fabian, all that stuff is to say that you see the link that Corinna put in the comments, you should join it. If whatever you are, whatever you do, if you're a vendor, you should absolutely do that. You should absolutely do that because it's great. It's one of the things that that's what makes these races events, stuff like this. And you're only, you're depriving yourself of an opportunity to reach customers who are coming here because they want a piece of Saipan. That's why they're coming here to do this race. They can run a marathon, 10K, half marathon, anywhere in the world. So why come here? Because we're freaking awesome. I'm telling you, that's it. And so this is your opportunity to show these folks who are coming in from off island how awesome we are. All right, real quick sip of coffee. All right, now I do want to talk about this. So Fabian hit the nail on the head. Fabian says, hey, good morning. Good morning, Brad. I heard DPS commissioner is going to be terminated. The people who are vying for governor or lieutenant governor are now firing and terminating key leadership in the government departments. This leaders disregard a disruption in the public service. Most of these candidates are vying for leadership are arrogant, and they think that they are the power-hungry, disregarding people's needs. That's a sad pattern of corruption. That's what burns my nerves and boils my blood. I hear you. I get it. That's why it's a good idea to, when you're not taking that top spot, that appointed position. Although, what an honor when you get that kind of a spot, right? When you get that kind of an appointment. Wow, it's amazing. But it's a tough one because you serve completely at the pleasure of whoever you're working for. And it's the factors of your job performance aren't necessarily the only things. They should be. Everybody else who works thinks the exact same thing. But there have been, we cannot count how many people there were that lost their jobs because of political stuff, right? That's it. But if this is what's coming, if that's what's happening, then that's going to be a big day. That's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big point of conversation for everybody here, for sure. We spoke with some folks from law enforcement, and everybody was talking about that. That was the big thing people were talking about this weekend. And that's a tough one. That is going to be, then who would be next? Who would be acting in the meantime? Then you got to go through that whole confirmation process and all that. I mean, I remember when Commissioner was going through that appointment process, I spoke on his behalf at the Senate because, I believed in him and all that stuff. And again, I am just an enthusiastic law enforcement supporter. I know everyone's like, yeah, we're for education, we're against crime. Those are great campaign slogans. Doesn't really say anything. Who isn't? Who isn't for education and against crime? But I am pro Commissioner Marianas because I've got to see him in that role. Maybe not as the commissioner, but like in his law enforcement role, in a leadership role. And I got to see him for decades here. And he's somebody who earned my trust early. Anyone who's willing to give their own parent a speeding ticket, a governor a speeding ticket, When I heard about all this stuff that might be happening today, I told him, hey, if it'll help, I'll go speeding today just so you can write me one. He said, don't worry, I'll only go 35 and a 36, so it's not reckless. But, I hope that's not what happens, but if it does, there's not a whole lot we're able to do about that. But I know that doesn't change who he is, who he was, the service that he gave. And by the way, with no salary, right? He's been doing this for nothing, all this stuff, all this time. But we're going through an interesting year. I mean, just think about what's happened in the last 12 months. You know, when we lost a governor, like that, the last time that happened was with Governor Enos. And when Governor Enos took office, he was already, you know, not doing all that well health-wise. So, but Governor Palacios, you know, happened pretty sudden. So a lot changed. And, you know, Governor Apatang was not making a lot of waves at the beginning, but, you know, a lot of changes have been happening, and you could see that it's been building. A lot more people are involved in things that weren't under the Palacios administration, but this is not the Palacios administration. It's the Apatang administration, and now you can see that there's a lot of moves that are happening. Eric says, not only who would be acting, but who would work for no income. Well, whoever's going to take that role for DPS is going to want some income, right? I mean, there's a very short list of people who are willing to work for no income, and those are people who already have their retirement, and their retirement is a higher amount than what their salary is on that, right? Yeah, somebody mentioned to me, hey, what about Clyde? He's been there before. Would he do that? I don't know. I can't imagine he would go back to doing that. Not with as prominent of a role that he has with the governor's office. I can't see him sliding down the road. You know, I can't. But I heard a couple other names being floated around. Commissioner Fabian. I would love to go to those press conferences. Speaking of Fabian posted a great video over the weekend of him. He talked about when he's down there at Pokpok Beach, and he's scouring the sands. You know, he's looking for all kinds of stuff, and he found like an ancient Sinahi down there. Incredible find. If you don't follow Fabian already, you are missing out. His laughter alone is infectious. But you got to see this video of this ancient Sinahi. I almost said tsunami. Ann says it feels like a guessing game with regards to like who's next. He says, got a prize for the winners? Ooh. We could, yes. I got a free bucket of beer for whoever guesses the next one. You got to do it soon, though. You got to put it in the comments today. Stay in your lane, sister. Yes. Here. A free bucket of beer at Last Shot Bar if you can pick who the next one's going to be. And I'll come back to these comments and we'll see it. All right, Juan, we'll get to that. But guys, we're going to take a real quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more in store. We got so much stuff to talk about still. A ton of stuff to talk about. We got more DPS stuff that's going on. We got a federal thing that's happening right now, too. There's a senator introduced a law to further chip away at what's going on for us with our tourism and stuff. And that one could have some real massive effects here in the Marianas, because if we ended up losing the Guam CNMI visa waiver program, we would be having some troubles. But we'll be right back.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now.
And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Yeah. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the oceans call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, those kind of wish. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. With laughter and stories, come what may.
Fox Sports Update.
One day to go in the Winter Olympics. On Saturday, American freestyle skiers Kayla Kuhn, Connor Curran, and Christopher Lillis teamed up to grab gold in the mixed aerials team event. The U.S. 2 women's bobsled team of Kaylee Humphreys, Jasmine Jones grabbed bronze. It's Humphreys' 6th Olympic medal, tying Elena Meyer-Taylor's U.S. women's record for bobsled. In speed skating, American Mia Manganello took the bronze medal in the women's mass start race, the 36-year-old's first individual medal in her final race, while Jordan Stolz finished 4th in the mass start and settles for 3 medals, 2 golds in the games. The NCAA has unveiled its current top 16 seeds for the upcoming men's basketball tournament. The top 4, Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and Iowa State. Houston is 6, but number 2 in the AP and coaches poll. The Cougars hosted Arizona Saturday.
Delorso, step back, buries it. Oh, he's feeling it.
Courtesy ABC, Anthony Delorso with 3 of his 22 as
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Arizona won at 73-66. Either Arizona or Duke will likely be the new number 1 after the 3rd-ranked Blue Devils knocked off top-ranked Michigan 70-63. The NFL Combine this week. The event kicks off the offseason, and before the teams even have arrived in Indianapolis, the Cowboys taking care of some business, inking running back Javonte Williams to a 3-year deal up to $24 million. He ran for 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns last season. The PGA Tour at Riviera Country Club this weekend in California for the Genesis Invitational. Jacob Bridgman, a 7-under 64 Saturday. He now has a 6-stroke lead on Rory McIlroy through 54 holes. NASCAR in Atlanta this weekend for the Auto Trader 400 on Sunday. Daytona 500 winner Tyler Reddick on the pole for that. Sheldon Creed took the lead on the final lap of Saturday's O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race for his first career win. And in the Premier League, Manchester City topped Newcastle 2-1 to pull within 2 points of first-place Arsenal. You can listen and follow the Fox Sports Podcast at foxsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tim McMaster.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274, or email gborja@nmposse.org.
Today, so get excited. Woke up and smiles, the sun shining. Let the sun shine in. Got dreams to chase and a world to win. Turn up the reels is today. And let's dance through the day. Feel the vibe in the air. Come on, let's play. We live in love, making waves as we go. With every heartbeat, it's an endless show. We're living bright, let the music ignite. Good morning, Marianas. Let's shine tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. We live in love, making waves as we go. With every heartbeat, it's an endless show. We're living bright, let the music ignite. Good morning, Marianas. Let's shine tonight.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. 8:20 in the morning, and you're all caught up now with all the local headlines and the international stuff as well, including the sports. We are still talking about local headlines and everything like that today, but we need to get down there to the road and take a look at what's happening down there while you guys are out there trying to get to work today. Or maybe you're already working. Are you? What is going on over here, by the way? While you're out there trying to get all over the place, we're going to help you find out if it's safe to get there. The answer is going to be yes. You just got to make sure that you're taking your time out there, being safe out there. So let's take a look at meow. Okay, there you go, Kat. That was for you. All right, so here we go. Over there in by Shell Dan, there's a little bit of traffic backing up, but it's pretty minor. Over there by the college, it's good. Today, people are really doing a great job getting around out there. Traffic is pretty minor when school's not in session. Looking all around at Saipan from the 10,000-foot view over here, everything looks good, except for over there by Esperito, where Shell Monsignor Martinez meets with Route 32 at Tunkiyoshi Road. Still not too bad. Let's take a look over at Back Island Road. Everything looks pretty good, Cross Island-wise. How about by the Rodeo Drive of Saipan? That's right by Zenu Market, New Sarah Market, and Capitol Hill Market. That is where everybody does their shopping. The Merienda capital of the Marianas. Pretty minor. Everything through Puerto Rico looks pretty good until you get by Marianas Heights. Oh my goodness. People trying to go north and south are going to be going slow along Middle Road in Puerto Rico, especially when you're creeping up toward Garapan. My goodness, it is definitely a slow go. A lot of folks on the roads, and it's slick out there, so be careful. Going to have some traffic when you do get to JG Sablon Ice and Water, so be careful when you get through there. Be smart, be safe. Over there by the NMI Museum, we got a bunch of traffic as well, so be careful. And again, when you get, it's at all the intersections right now. Thank goodness it's not school bus traffic today. So be good when you're going through over there. Gualo Rye by the courthouse, you can see a bunch of traffic. You got some over there on the beach roadside of Quartermaster as well. And as we get our way down to the intersection that matters, at the place where connections matter, IT&E, things are looking good. It's Chalampale Arnold, but you can go over and say hey to Chalampale Paul Guerrero if you go over there by the CMG. Say, hey, can I get a cool new phone, Father Paul? Yes, I'm sure he will give you the deal that you need. Speaking of good deals, you can get down to AK Toyota, where they've got great vehicles and great support for you. They got down payment assistance. They've got low monthly payments, too. Now, some conditions do apply for sure, and your credit approval is going to be one of those things, too. But they got ways. They've got magic. They can make things happen. We're going to be there this week also because they're going to unveil some new stuff. They just unveiled some new things in Guam, but they're coming to Saipan this week. We'll see you from AK later this week. I'm really excited about that, but for now, we're going to head back to our headlines and get back to the things that are making news today. Peeling Gizmo is there. Oh my goodness. Great to see you. Thanks for coming back and joining us this morning. Great to see. He's all the way in Guam, so he's watching long distance. Great to see you, my friend. Angoshaman says, ouch, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at former Commissioner Bermudez being removed and now under LT. Most likely will be the next. Just saying. I don't know. You never know. You never know. I mean, like, a whole bunch of people are moving positions and all kinds of stuff's happening out there. So you never know exactly where folks are going to go. And that sounds like a Moana song I think I was just doing. That was not my plan. Anyway, good morning, Ignacio de la Cruz out there. He's in YouTube land. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Great to see you. This guy's always got great comments for us throughout the day. Juan's like, hey, stores, restaurants, maybe. Yes, we're talking more about, I love this, about the multilingual signs. I need to see who posted that first. Because I want to jump into that. Oh, that was you. It says, I need a law for all businesses to have multilingual signs explaining what type of business they are. Yeah, it's a tough one. You would think that a business would want to do that on their own, though, right? They're the ones reaching out for the customers. So having multilingual signs, I think, is a good thing. But there's only so much you can put on a sign. And what kind of signage would you do it? Again, you're reaching out to your customers to tell them what they want. That's why, like, all these restaurants put photos of what they've got on there, because you could just point to it and say, that one, that's the one that I want. So I get it. But yeah, you know what I do like, though? I like little things, the little signage, the multilingual signs that make a big difference for me. Like when I go to Tinian at the airport, I saw that they were down the last time I went there, but they had the signs like Harlem and Sonic for like push and pull. Like that's great. Like we should have that on all the doors. Yeah, I love that. Just little things that people will know all over the place. And if you go to Naked Fish, like for the restrooms and stuff like that, they've got all of the signs and it fits in perfect. Just like with what NBA is trying to do about, far from ordinary. They want you to say, don't say, hey, good afternoon. No, say like, buenos dias, half a day Zantiro. Half a day Zantiro for everybody. You make that your greeting all the time. And that is how you kind of perpetuate this culture that we got. I know it's just a small, tiny little thing. But you got to start somewhere. And little things build up and become bigger things. Brenda, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Great to see you. And Richard Lozama's in the house as well. Thanks for joining us. All right. So you guys want to still talk about some more stuff? Yes. And this is a tough one. This is a story that started, excuse me, for us in December when we heard about it. And we have been following this for a while. In fact, we actually only heard about it, I think, in January when they did the press conference. And, excuse me, and this is for DPS, where, we heard this story of this terrible thing where allegedly a couple of officers pick up somebody who has special needs and lump him up, a 28-year-old guy, and drop him off up north and say, walk back. We know who that person is, the victim. We're not putting their name out there, but had nothing but nice interactions with this guy. He's a nice guy, soft-spoken. Granted, I know the rigors of that job have to be difficult for folks at DPS. You got to be surrounded by so much negativity over there. It's got to be painful, and that's got to weigh on you. But it's not an excuse. You can't bring all those previous interactions into your next interaction with the community because you're there just to serve them. And so what's alleged to have happened in this case is that they picked up this guy on December 19th, brought him up north, lumped him up, and left him. Not left him for dead, but they left him to walk back home. Awful, right? How could that happen? Well, the facts will end up coming out in this. The family is really upset, understatement. And so DPS had a press conference and at the end of the year where they said, hey, we're investigating this. We took those 2 officers who were allegedly involved in this thing. We took them off the line. They're just on admin. And then they were saying that they're doing an investigation internally, but they reached out to the Attorney General's office to investigate because they don't want a biased investigation at all. They want an outside organization come in and find out what's happening. Well, while that stuff happened, one of the people resigned. And so now it's former officer Earl Borja. He resigned during that process. Well, on Friday, he was arrested and charged with assault and battery, assault with a dangerous weapon, and misconduct in public office. And they had bail set at $20,000. Yep. By the way, all these stories that we're talking about, you can find them on nminewsservice.com. The sweetest smelling news service in the world. But you can find it at nminewsservice.com. We've got all that stuff on there. We cover the stuff. You know, if you send us stuff, we'll put that on there. You know, the press release, we'll rate the story. We got the photos. We go out there. You name it. It's a full-on great press release, great website for you. Here, let's get over there. This is the story itself. Here's the website, nminewsservice.com. But you can find it right on the front page. You just click on it because it's one of the top stories. So this is it. Now we'll find out what happened. So we don't have any more details, but they said that they would give us more this week. They said that they're going to end up giving, they'll have more information for us this week. And so that's him right there, Earl Borja. And, you know, again, it sounds awful. I know there's 2 sides to every story, and people are innocent until proven otherwise. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes out. But this is the big story. One of them now, right? One of the big stories that was happening, that this guy got arrested. Now, the Attorney General's office is also looking into the other guy. And people called us about it this weekend, too. So what do you think? I'm like, I don't work for the Attorney General's office, so I can't tell you. But when it comes out, we'll let you know as soon as they come out with it. And we'll follow all this stuff as it happens. But that's, imagine, though, no matter what happens, this incident happened somehow, right? And when we were at the press conference, and all the reporters talked to each other afterwards, you heard what the statements were coming from the commissioner. It sounded like they were apologizing. They did apologize. And it sounded more like an admission, right? That happened. I'll tell you, if that happened to my kid, you know how you'd feel if something like this happened to your child, right? If somebody, granted, again, it's not a child, so let me change that term. It doesn't matter. Like my kid, no matter how old they get, they're always going to be my child, right? So like, I don't care if my kid is 15 or 28. That's still my kid. And if you hurt someone's family, well, I don't know what the natural reaction is. I know what mine is. If you were to hurt my family, I would be, right? You don't even have to go further than that. You know what I mean. And you would feel that too. But imagine somebody in a position of public trust, a law enforcement officer, someone who's out there to protect their community, ends up doing that. Where do you go? Yeah. The family did. They went right to DPS, and DPS started the investigation. Could you imagine And especially, if it's somebody with special needs, that's a tougher one. So I'm not throwing this guy down the well yet. Again, he's got his chance to state his case, but we will be going to court to hear it because this is a real tough thing. It was really shocking because I'll tell you how I tell my kids, the police are the good guys. Law enforcement are the good guys. Law enforcement are the ones you can trust. When all the other crap is happening anywhere else, people that you could trust are the people from the Department of Public Safety. And that's why they took this action. And boy, I'll tell you, that is it. Eldon says, good morning, Brad. The only way DPS would work efficiently is to have an elected commissioner and a 2/3 congressional vote to impeach or remove. Ooh. And Metalsaura says DPS should hire smarter and compassionate police officers. Well, I'll tell you what, they're losing police officers. A lot of people leaving the ranks. The pay sucks for a job like that. I know the question is, how do you fund it? You can't just complain about low pay without coming up with a solution these days. And we need to be more efficient in our spending and other things. But I think that teachers included, but law enforcement officers need to pay more. You can't start off a police officer at like $16,000 a year. Who are you going to attract? Who are you going to attract as a police officer? Well, Brad, where are we going to get the money? Good question. I know. You can't sell enough hot plates to fund DPS. So they've got guys who are working overtime. They got guys who are working a ton of shifts, not their favorite hours either, dealing with all sorts of folks at all times of the day. I get it. There's a reason I'm not a law enforcement officer, because as much as I revere them and respect them, I just couldn't do it. There's too much negativity that you have to deal with every day. And that's one thing, like, I just had this lesson with my daughter this weekend. Like, I control, like, my little world. That negativity, I don't have to work with people I don't want to work with. Like, I don't have to work with negative people. If I don't love them, well, I'm not doing business with them. That's it. So these guys don't have a choice. Their love is for the community. The people that they serve is the community. And when you got some people that quite literally will spit in your face, that's a tough pull. You got to get paid better for that. If we truly honor our folks, what their service is to our community, you have to. Where's that money come from, Brad? You got a magical solution? I don't. I'd be part of it, though. I would sit in and talk about this stuff. Shane says the majority of police officers and detectives are good people. It's a tough job and low pay. 100% agree. 100% agree. I am an enthusiastic supporter of law enforcement. And the low pay, I'll tell you what, there's people in really high paying positions in the mainland who do law enforcement. Your regular officers. And they have a crappy job. And that pay at least helps take care of their family and all that other stuff. These guys, making not great money at all and still have those same concerns. I have to deal with that stuff all the time. Ann says, no wonder why they end up being bad cops. That right there sucks, but then you took an oath to serve and protect. 100%. That's the thing. That's why it's such, I'll tell you, these guys, when they come into the force, they're excited about serving the community, and they're positive. And that's why you got to have the positive part. I think there has to be another component, and this might already exist, to DPS, where you have someone running that cycle going through, so you can remind them why they're there. It's not just a job. It's not just a grind. It's a service. It is a service to the community. And maybe we're failing our DPS as the community by not appreciating them enough. sure, we have a proclamation for Police Week, but how about some kind of an appreciation thing? Like, we don't really have like a benevolent organization for law enforcement officers, but it would be great. Even if we had some kind of a regular show of support for our officers. We had the officers come in here from the union that they're trying to put together. They talked about the morale being terrible. And why is that? A lot of reasons. That pay, struggling to make ends meet and all that other stuff while struggling with the rigors of that position. I mean, you need to have a counselor on staff all the time. And if you could keep those guys cycling, hey, so for a couple of rotations, you're in the field on the road. And then for a couple of rotations, you're going around to the schools to get all the happy. Because I'll tell you what, when they have those guys who go out there, when you go out there and you get to do the outreach, boy, that's so rewarding. Nobody walks away from those and like says, man, that was terrible. No, those are great things. They reinvigorate you. They remind you of the folks that you're out there serving and protecting. And they get to see you in a positive light, especially at the schools. And like, I don't think I would limit it to just one person. Like, I would have one person kind of oversee that program, but that would be something that you keep in that rotation. Remember who you're serving. Remember who you're protecting. It's not just about those crappy guys that you're going to have to collar from time to time. Those guys who don't respect you, they don't respect the law, they don't respect your community. No. That's you being a hero for your hometown community when you take them off the streets. All right, get off the line for a little bit. Go out there. We got some stuff going with the schools. See those smiles. Be a part of it. Juan says, we need fewer and more quality officers, maybe only 20. Poof. Man, it's an island. Just Saipan alone's got about like 38,000 people or so. Even if it was 30, you need more than 20 police officers for an island of 30,000 people. Right? I mean, it's plus you need shifts, you need days off. There's people who get sick, people got to take vacations and all that stuff. Maybe 20 on the street at a time. Yeah. Richard says, lower pay will have to force themselves to work overtime and not be able to be with their family. Often it's tough for the family as well. I know. And anyone who's worked an hourly job, who gets overtime, knows the dance. That dance, trying to find that balance between working just enough overtime so that you get the extra money and it feels good, and the working too much and not having any time for yourself at all, feeling like you're totally smoked, overworked. I know it. I remember I remember specifically when I was putting myself through school, working a warehouse job. And it was a work at nights. So like I'd go to school during the day, and then you'd work like 8 hours at night. And then at the end, they'd be asking, hey, we need folks for overtime tonight. You know, that extra 2 to 4 hours, you know, at double time was freaking great. But getting out at 4 a.m, man. Like getting out at 10 or getting out at like midnight was great. Getting out at 2, all right, I can handle it, but we need you to stay till 4. Can you stay till 6 tonight? I know. So you can do it for a while and then you burn out. Jeff says, you just hit on a great point. It can't feel like a service to them when the community doesn't seem to appreciate them. I know. When all you get is that negativity, right? You got to get, it's like going through a dark forest, you know, with all these dead, dying trees, and it's creeping all the time. You got to get them out into that grassy field with the butterflies and flowers and stuff like that. You got to get them that time to be with the kids and the parts of the community that appreciate them. Like appreciation stuff like from the business community, you know, and from other organizations out here. Eldon says there was a schedule of fees for non-law enforcement that DPS provides. They could get funding from MVA for tourist events and related activities. They could lobby for a protected budget like PSS and OPA. That is a great idea. Here's the other problem, though. With MVA, they keep getting their budget chipped down every single year, it seems like. Right? So I think MVA would be best served marketing themselves to the local community, starting with the schools all the way up. I know they have the My Wave stuff. I know that's not officially MVA, but with MTech. But by marketing to the local community, you're reinforcing your value to the local community. That's why I think MVA, if they market it harder locally, to preserve their budget. I mean, that would be the whole thing. Let's go in. And Sarah says, CNMI's been sending officers off island for training for so many years. What good has it done? I'm in shock hearing about missing people and unsolved crimes. That's money wasted right there. Yeah. Hey, speaking of missing people, unsolved crimes, we had an interview with PSS on Friday, and that was about the truancy stuff and what happens and what triggers things and how do they track kids who aren't going to school, and that would eventually lead to some of those issues and all that stuff. So we have not gotten with DYS. We have our request in. Apparently the request has not been approved. It got approved up to a certain level, but now you got to get the top person that oversees DYS to say okay. Like, gee, why you got to jump through so many hoops? I just got a couple of questions that we're putting together for the story, but we'll get to that. But it's a tough pull for DPS. You know, you got to think the best for them. Well, again, it's a tough pull. Hey, just a reminder here, as we're getting ready to swing from vine to vine here, from topic to topic, our number is 789-2323, 670-789-2323. You can even call us on WhatsApp. It works. We can take your call if you're worried about calling long distance. Don't worry. Just give us a ring, and we'll get you in here. All right. Just 1 second. I'll tell you, let me play this commercial real quick. I'll be right back. Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274, or email gborja@nmposse.org. If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
They're friends and neighbors, sons, fathers. They're little league coaches and veterans. They're people who love this country. These are Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. They are removing violent criminals from our streets and neighborhoods. It's dangerous and difficult work. But ICE has one mission: to make America a safer place to live. And that's what they're doing. This is law enforcement. This is ICE.
ignite the air. Buried cables on the future's there. Through the jungle under waves so deep, where we're waking up from a techless sleep. Educated island, heavy shore. We're not disconnected anymore. High-speed dreams, they're coming alive. Through the hills and the oceans dive. Every home, every heart, every scream.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:50. Oh my gosh, you figure we're going to be done pretty soon, but there's still so much more to talk about. There's a lot of good stuff happening out there. I know we focused on some of the negativity, but we were on a good topic, and you guys had some great comments about all that stuff. And you got to run with it. That's it. That's how this thing goes. Hey, we got a story that's out there, and we're going to call the courthouse in just a second. But there's a story that we put out there. It's on the website today on nminewsservice.com, where you can see all the goodness all the time. But anyway, it's a story about a bill introduced in the Senate from one of the three senators who wrote those letters to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. It was Senator Banks, Senator Mullen, and Senator Rick Scott. They said, hey, we want to get rid of the EVS tap and require standard visas for tourists here in the CNMI if they're coming from China. Well, anyway, now he has introduced a bill specifically going after that. Now, we went online. There isn't any actual bill that you can see, but they have the number for it already to go after. They've introduced it, but there's nothing that's introduced yet. It's on the calendar, and it's got a Senate bill number on it and everything. Was it 3587? Hold on. It is, when I was looking for it yesterday. Hold on, just give me 1 second. It's Senate Bill 3857. And it's a bill to prohibit Secretary of Homeland Security from admitting to the United States any national of the People's Republic of China without a valid visa and for other purposes. So that is the big thing that was introduced by Rick Scott. And that it was introduced on the 18th, and we're still waiting for the actual full-on bill, the actual bill. It's not there. It's not posted. It's not online yet or whatever, but that's the big deal. We reached out to the Congresswoman's office. They said they've got their eye on it too, and they're looking for it. But either way, it follows their letter from last month, January 15th, when they wrote a letter to Kristi Noem and Doug Burgum to say, hey, this is an issue for us here. We have some thoughts about it for sure, but that's just it's par for the course. We already know how people in the mainland feel about our tourism markets out here, and they're not exactly huge fans of the way we're doing business in every aspect, that's for sure. We've had these conversations with folks a lot. But by the way, you figure that the CNY, we told you that our leaders are out there trying to get some love for us here in the Marianas. And here's a photo that got sent to us of our governor out there. It looks like Kristi Noem that he's out there with. They were meeting with all kinds of folks to try to get a fair shake for the people of the NMI and to explain to them, hey, we're in trouble out here. If you guys just can't yada yada us on this one, we have a lot going on. We need support. We need help. And that's why they had the 902 talks. And that's why they had the IGIA. They're meeting with the folks from Department of War. They're meeting with the folks from Department of Interior. They're meeting with the folks from Homeland Security. They're meeting with representatives from the White House. They are meeting with everybody. They're on their way back now, but that is what has been going on out here. By the way, this photo sent to us. Please, if you've got a photo of the day, this is our photo of the day today. But if you've got a photo that you think looks pretty cool or interesting or funny or anything, send it to us. So maybe we'll get you on our photo of the day as we pop it up there on our website or social media channels. See if you can't make it. Juan Nandan says, hey, Brad, U.S. affecting our visa waiver feels like they're slowly choking our non-federal funded forms of income like tourism. We, the community, need to check if our covenant is like a partnership with the U.S. or a boss employee type realistically. Whoa, I'll tell you what, have things changed since the takeover of immigration? And that is such a big deal. I wish we never lost that. I really was disappointed with the people who took up the call for us to lose our control over immigration. They ended up doing it based on saying that we had labor violations. And hey, I get it. There were some. Oh, we got a call coming in. Hold on one sec. Hafide Zantiro, thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Okay, this is Dave Evangelista.
Dave Evangelista from Tinian.
Yeah, from the island.
Hey, how's it going, my friend?
Going good, man. I hope they have the app, when they went up there for the 902 talks regarding these Fed funds that are taking forever to execute dilapidated buildings ever since U2.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff all the way from there. We were just talking about this over the weekend, looking at some things that are still crumbled from YouTube. I mean, take a look at Hopwood.
Yeah. And I don't know, there's so many educators there. I hope they're not offended, but they all have all degrees, all different kind of degrees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Under the belt. And why can't they come together and figure out that we cannot use any more lumber or tin? Because our island is always having this hurricane or typhoon season during the winter, for example, right? Look at, even as we speak now, we have a monsoon rain, right?
Yep.
And it's not right, for these folks to drop the ball on it. I don't know what seems to be the excuse. and no one's perfect, but due to the fact that it's been broken forever, and our kids don't have any healthy activity after school, and safety for them and a safe path for them to endure throughout the future. These things are uncalled for, but because it's created by calamity and due to the fact that there's COVID-19. But that's not even the excuse to take so long, forever, long overdue, and blame it on the economy, which is this broken buildings are dilapidated forever, long overdue. Funding should be there and the program must go on.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, the tough thing is it's been going on for such a long time. You wonder.
Yeah, and I have a friend that I met down here on Tinian.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing some mopping inside the gymnasium. And we cannot blame the director, nor the probably, I don't know, maybe the mayor is blind. Mayor Aldan is blind on these things. There's no feedback to the public. What is going on with on this side of the sports and recreation? Yes, some are being restored, and then the grass is overgrown with a newly painted fencing, but the program is dead. There's no program. So how can we reach out and work with this? It's either he makes something knock, because the only time that we have sports program here on Tinian is when off-islanders come in and do sports.
Who's your local sports and rec guy?
I do not understand. They don't support the guy, I think, or the person, and they just. Alan Paris is sitting in his ass inside the fucking mayor's office. I don't know what is he clicking on his computers, and they're not fixing these things. These things are just long overdue. Federal programs, like for example, our track and field. Yeah, they only start doing now TDDR programs, and they start rolling it out because it's election year. But these things should have been done ever since.
Oh,
these are the huge things that really bugs me. But
Dave,
right?
Dave,
Yeah.
You brought up the track and field. You brought this up on the show before. We only have a few minutes left, but I just wanted to tell you that I had a conversation with some folks from the military and some of the contractor folks, and I was talking specifically about Tinian. They were asking about what kind of projects would be important over there. I'm like, you guys need to go and take a look at the high school, and I've got some photos from you, so I got them, the photos you sent me. And so it's on their radar. I don't know where it is in the process, but this is a few weeks ago. So people who are doing contract stuff for the military, looking for projects to do in the community, they have that stuff that you gave us.
Governor Ampatang, I think that we need to get a Federal Bureau investigation to investigate these people that are holding the federal funds and taking forever for our Manampu here to be fixed because it's leaking, and their fence is all broken ever since U2, and it's unsafe for the surroundings. It's all in the rubble. You know what I mean? This mayor already should either he act now and do things faster, or resign and get the fuck out, because we need to fix things around here. This administration is just, I don't know where it's heading to. Everything takes forever, and they're blaming it on the economy, and they're blaming it on the construction workers. But these things are funded already, but it took them a long time to fix things. And I don't understand this process. But what kind of process are they using, you know?
Where is the Benamco Center in Tinian?
Next to the beautiful Tiger Park.
Oh, yes. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. I've been there.
Yeah.
You're saying it's
you've
leaking?
been there and you see, yeah. Some of the restaurants are not working.
Oh, geez.
You know? And the surroundings is just all kinds of broken cars, and it's like a junkyard, the surrounding.
Man, I'll tell you what. I know those CBs over there. If they knew that you got some plumbing issues and stuff like that, they got guys who can handle that kind of stuff. And I know they would love to do that.
I do understand. I used to work with them way back doing Mayor J.P. San Nicolas.
Mm-hmm.
We tapped in those kind of people to help us out. But I don't know what this mayor is doing right now. Even the police station. That's why we have like 6, 8, 12 officers from Taipan. So what happened is when you bring 12 officers over here on Tinian, and then you left Taipan with a bunch of, we're not saving like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Taipan is with the most worst crime. Taipan is, and it needs that. We need to bring in the National Guard so that you speed it up so that you can help all the islands. You know what I mean? They cannot arrest, but they can protect, make peace and order. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way for the cinema government to save money. Well, thank you, Brad, and good morning, Marianas. And with this, stay dry. It's drive safe out there, Marianas.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Dave.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, actually, all right, Dave. Hey, have a great day. Hey, he can hear me right now on the other phone, but Elmo, I'm going to have to call you back because we're still on the show. We're going to get off the show in just a little bit. I'll call you right back as soon as we get off. All right. I'll call you right back. All right. So that's a great call. I'm excited about that. Either way, it's about a project that we could get into this summer. So excited about that. I think we need clean working facilities in the CNMI, at least while the economy is down. 100%. We can knock out all these things. While we're here, I just want to find out what time this is happening, and because it might be happening now. I might just have to leave and get down there right now. But I want to find out what time they've got this stuff for folks, because I don't know if they made bail. But we're going to call and find out about the everything for that arraignment stuff this morning. So we're just calling the courthouse.
Supreme Court, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Oh, this is Supreme Court?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, sorry. This is the number that was listed just for the court. I actually need to get the clerk. I got to find out about someone who was supposed to get their, I think, arraignment today or bail hearing today.
Okay, that you'll need Superior Court. Let me give you their direct number in case you don't. I'll transfer you, but in case you don't get through, just call them directly at 236-9765.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, hold on, please. Good morning, Superior Court. How may I help you?
Good morning, Superior Court. Hey, got a quick question for you. There was somebody, this is Brad Rosal from NMI News Service. And
Hi, Brad. Good morning.
Good morning. And I'm actually doing the show right now. But there was that officer who got arrested on Friday. And I think, does he have bail this morning?
Yes, so we just got that filed by the Attorney General. We're setting it for the initial appearance at 10 a.m. before Judge Camacho.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, folks, so now you know that'll be 10 o'clock this morning at the same time as this proclamation signing. So I want to get this one instead. I can't do both. What we'll do, we'll end up getting some photo and video. I was going to bring you that proclamation signing, but I think this one is the big story of the day. So we're going to do this one first. All right. That's what we've got for you today, folks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here with us. There's a seemingly endless list of stories that we can get to, and we get as many of them as online for you as we can. You can see all the little blurbs and photos and stuff like that on all our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And then we've got the website, nminewsservice.com, and we want to get all that stuff for you. So give us your ideas, give us your news tips, give us your photos, your videos, your calls. You can do all that stuff. And make sure that you are enjoying everything that Saipan has to offer. In fact, you can enjoy the perfect family getaway here in Saipan. All you have to do is go down to the Surf Rider Hotel here in Saipan, and you could choose your standard queen or king room. You could add a Hertz Dollar rental car if you need it. You can enjoy a great meal at Great Harvest or Surf Club, and they'll get you great vouchers when it suits you. Or you can get an all-in-one package. There's no pressure to stay at this great place. There's no complicated packages, just quality time together in a place that feels easy from arrival to checkout. They've got packages starting at $92. That includes tax. That's right. They're close to the airport, walking distance to the best Sunset Beach, Surf Club Restaurant, and Great Harvest Bakery. Book now at surfriderhotel.com or give them a call at 670-235-7873. That's 235-7873. Surf Rider Hotel. They're right down the street in CK. It's perfect. You got a great spot right there. You've got Last Shot Bar, so you can have a great time. You've got Laddie Built 24-hour fitness, so you get a great workout no matter what time of the day. And then you've got a great hotel with a pair of great restaurants, Surf Club Restaurant and Great Harvest Bakery. Just wonderful for you. All right, give them a call, again, 235-7873, or email them reservation@SaipanSurfriderHotel.com. All right, folks, that is our show for today. It is. I'll try to stay dry, but good luck with that today. We're going to head down the street. We were going to do the proclamation signing, but now we got to get to court. That's the thing. We got to get some photos and videos and all that stuff. So thanks, Marianas. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for trusting us to bring you the news. And send us messages, give us calls, and let us know what's happening in your world. Send us a great picture. Tell us what you're doing. That's awesome today. All right? Take care. We'll see you soon. Have a great one.